You're on Toledo Bend Lake making a trivia drawing for December 2025. So the T Mike's Trivia Quiz is where you go to my website, click on T Mike Trivia Quiz question, answer the question correctly, submit it, and at the end of the month, I'll print out all the submissions and I'll read them out. And this month's drawing is going to be for a free T Mike cap. I'm going to put everything in the box here. Whoever name I pull out gets a T Mike cap. And one of the best parts about it is it gets all your information and actually personal details of your venture motor own or T Mike's experience. It gives you a chance to talk about your vintage outboard motor or the experience you have with T Mike. So, if everybody's ready, we have 44 submissions this month for T Mike's Trivia Quiz question. So let's get started with the drawing. Here we go. First one here. Her submission comes from Justin Williams. Justin's from Missouri. And he says in the details, Mike has been so helpful. I have several motors at all times, and he has all the parts. That's right. Got all the parts, all the videos, and all the parts manuals you need for your vintage outboard motors, Johnson Evinrudes. All right, here's the second submission. It comes from William Matthew Freeman. He's from South Carolina. He answered the question correctly. It was propeller. All right. So the question is, what is the device that pushes the motor forward? And the answer is propeller, prop. And in his personal details, he puts, I have a growing number of vintage outboards that I have rescued. I love these old outboards. They are easy and cheap, usually, to repair. Thanks for providing us with your videos. Here's submission number 3, comes from Lucas Edwards. He's from Washington, and he answered outboard. So there's 2 different questions. That other one was from the month before. This question is, correct answer is outboard. In the personal details, he says, I gained confidence by watching your videos to learn how to replace an impeller and rebuild a carburetor on my own. Thanks. And that's really what my mission is. My mission is for my videos to help you do the work yourself. The sense of accomplishment you get from doing the work yourself is what it's all about. I know it is for me, and I love sharing it forward for you. It doesn't hurt that I sell parts and repair them myself. All right, so here's submission number 4. Comes from George Wendell Holmes, and he's from Ontario, Canada. He answered outboard, correct answer. And in the details, it says, I don't know why my province did not show up on the last quiz. I live in Ontario, Canada, about 50 miles from Detroit, Michigan. I have been repairing vintage outboards as a retirement hobby since June of 2016. Great job to be proud of doing. You have me by 1 year on age, but let both of us keep on enjoying what we do today. So I'm 72, so George must be 71 from Canada. How about that? All right, and here's submission number 5, and this comes from Terry Allen. Terry is from Texas. He answered outboard. And nothing in the details, so he goes in the box for a free T Mike cap. Here's submission number 6 from Bradley Otremba. Says he's from Washington. He answered outboard, and he lists all of his motors. He has a 46 Johnson HD25, a 48 Evinrude 4423, a 1955 Evinrude Fast Twin, that'd be an 18 horsepower, and he has a 1956 Johnson AD10, a 1957 Evinrude 5514. And he says, your videos have been super helpful with getting my old motors running. And here is submission number 7. Number 7 says Mike Barthel. Mike is from Wisconsin. He answered outboard. And in the details, he puts, keep the videos coming. They are so valuable. Cool. And submission number 8 comes from Booger Ron Gunther. The Booger. 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 He's from Kansas, and he answered outboard. And in the details, he says, "Love watching you as I'm do one day at a time. Keep up the hard work. Thank you, Booger." This submission number 9 comes from Roy Simpson. Roy is from Kansas. He answered outboard. And in the details, he says, "Love your videos and the help you give through them. I fell in love. Old outboards, old boats, and outboards." Easy to fall in love with those old motors. Here's submission number 10. Comes from Jason Arthur. I know Jason. And he's from Illinois. He answered outboard. And in the details, he says, "Love working on my motors in my spare time, and having T-Mike's videos handy really makes it fun." And here's submission number 11. Comes from John Sellin. He's from Oregon. He answered outboard. And in the details, he puts, "Thanks, T-Mike, for all you do in support of the vintage outboard world. Some of our Johnsons need a little love." John. I get it, John. Here's submission number 12. And it comes from Bert Bickers. Bert's from Oregon, and he answered outboard. He says, "Got my last motor on Marketplace, a Johnson CD10 5.5 for $50 with the original tank. It's my favorite. Thanks to you, got it running great." Cool. Here's submission number 13. Comes from Darren Radke. Darren's from Washington. He answered outboard. And he said, "Found a set of knobs for a 10 horsepower Seahorse I'm restoring. Only place that had all the knobs and linkages at a reasonable price at T-Mike's store. I got a parts broker link. You just fill out the form, tell me what you need, and I'll get it for you. Go to tmikesvintageoutboards.com. Here's submission number 14 from James Allardyce from Georgia. In the details, he puts a lengthy details here. He says, "T-Mike, you have been a great source of knowledge, and I've enjoyed watching your videos. With your parts broker service, you have helped me convert a 1955 Evinrude 15014 fast twin long shaft to a short shaft, and I appreciate all you do. Look forward to more videos." He also answers, "Your customer service is excellent. Had a problem with the parts I ordered, but you responded immediately and made it right without a question asked. I have recommended many people to your videos and site for their own outboard projects. Thanks for all you do." So on the customer service thing, I'm a retired telephone man, so customer service was big when I was manager there, and I started my own company, customer service contract company. Did great, so I believe in customer service. You make a customer happy with their purchase, they're gonna come back and purchase more from you. All right, so here's submission number 15, comes from Daryl Grimes. Daryl's from Arizona. He answers outboard, and in the details he put, "Hello, T-Mike, this is Daryl from Arizona. Just finished a Johnson 1956 CD14 5.5 horsepower. What a runner. I'm now working on a Johnson 1955 QD16 10 horsepower. Man, these outboards sure get in your blood. Love watching your videos, always learning something new. Thank you so much for your dedication and love for these motors. Have a wonderful day." Same to you, Darryl. This submission number 16 comes from Charles Young. Charles is from Michigan. He answered outboard. And in the personal details, he puts never stop learning, even at 72. Thanks, T. Mike. It's true, never stop learning. And here's submission number 17, comes from John Fullerton. John is in Missouri. He answered outboard, and in the details says he has a 1957 18 horsepower lower unit rebuild. Here's submission number 18, Michael Peterson, and he comes from Minnesota. He answered outboard, and in the details he put, T. Mike gave me great advice on the old 2-line gas tanks and converting to the new system. Man, I sell a lot of the 2-line conversion kits. I got engineers making me the bypass cover plate so you can convert it to the fuel pump system. I sell a lot of them. This one comes from, this is submission number 19. It comes from Patrick Stewart. Patrick is in Washington. He answered outboard, and the details put, I bought several parts from T. Mike to get old motors going. The knowledge you provide in your videos is great, and I've learned tons. I fix and sell old Johnson Evinrude motors that I find and save from the scrapyard to help dads and kids get out on the water on a